Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Once again, thank you for joining us with Barrister Austin Manta. We'll be talking about a whole lot of issues. We have a lots of topic to talk about, to discuss this day. Once again, thank you, Barrister Manta, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For those of you who do not know Barrister Manta, in case this is your first time, Barrister Manta is a very, very senior legal practitioner of over 40 years in practice. He's a public and current affairs analyst, and no one does it better than him. Yes, and if you have not subscribed, I urge you to subscribe to this platform. We are on all social media platforms. Subscribe and follow us on all other social media platforms. So that whenever, and set on your notification bell so that whenever we upload our contents, you will be able to view it. It's on this platform. What we do is on this show, rather not on this platform, on this show specifically. What we do is we talk politics and current affairs and everything and anything that concerns Nigeria specifically, and by extension, globally. So that is what we do. And we just analyze issues and express our opinions, personal opinions, including myself as the anchor. I don't interview, we just discuss, we interact, and I ask questions, and my guests also can ask me questions. So the purpose, the aim, when I was establishing this platform, I established it actually basically to air my view, not to interview people, to actually air my own part of thought, and talk about events generally. That is it. And so that is the basic purpose of this platform, or of this show, not the platform. On the platform, we feature so many other stuff. So all right, Barrister, thank you once again for joining us. Let's go straight to the point. Let me play this video, and thereafter we'll come back to discuss the content.
Was addressed to you, because a lot of people are wondering, why are you doing this? They see you, in this sense, demarketing Mr. Peter Obi in favor of the APC, because that's what it is in that sense, because you actually said it clearly, that rather than vote for Mr. Peter Obi on that first page, you said that you would rather give your vote to President Tinubu than to give it to Mr. Peter Obi. So a lot of people are asking, yes, are you working with the APC? They always refer to your brother as well and say, oh, there's a certain Adeyanju working with government. So let's use this medium to speak to that. Are you defending or at least are you supporting the APC by demarketing Mr. Peter Obi?
Why will somebody like me, God forbid that I support APC for what?
But you said you'd rather give your vote to Mr. Tinubu.
If the opposition presents Peter Obi, I will vote Tinubu. Because we cannot have a situation where a man who leads a mob that terrorizes people online, that cannot tolerate criticism, that call people all sort of, anybody that does not support their candidate is an enemy of Nigeria. Anybody that does not support the candidate has been paid, has been compromised, is supporting the government. Who has Peter Obi criticized this government like the way I've criticized? Does Peter Obi even know what democracy is? What sacrifices has he made for democracy? Look, we have put our line on the line for this country, for preservation of democracy, at personal expense of prosecution. What kind of charges have we not faced in this country? At a time I was almost charged for terrorism. They've charged me for all kinds of offenses in this country. So what are we talking about? What does this person know about democracy or preservation of democracy, for God's sake? What we are saying is that we must sanitize our polity, that we cannot have a country where people who terrorize others, who do not appreciate that people have the right. Look at what they did to Joke Silva during the election. They had artists and Nollywood people supporting them. Nobody terrorized those people. But they terrorized that woman and other people because she decided to support Tinubu in the last election. People have the right. I have the right. I have never voted a bad candidate, in my opinion, before. I have never voted a bad candidate before, in my opinion. In 1999, I voted Obasanjo. In 2003, I abstained. In 2011, I voted Goodluck Jonathan. In 2015, I voted Goodluck Jonathan again against the so-called lovers of democracy who wanted Buhari. I said, there is no way somebody like me can vote Buhari, a man who truncated democracy. And his antecedent, and I was Buhari's mob. They will suppress freedom of speech, freedom of expression. They will drive Nigeria into autocracy and militocracy. And that was what happened. I was vindicated. In 2019, Buhari didn't even allow me to vote. He arrested me and locked me up in a prison in Kano because I couldn't vote. In 2023, I voted Omaile Sowore.
All right, Barrister. I played it. I didn't know this is not a clip. There was a place where he mentioned what has Peter Obi done for democracy, and he actually enumerated everything, how he sacrificed his life and other stuff for blah blah blah. Peter Obi, what exactly has he done for democracy, sort of, and truly now. I have mixed feelings before I send the whole thing to you, pass it to you. I have mixed feeling about Deji Adeyanju. Some of the things he said there are true, especially this issue, the one that he said, what has Peter Obi done for democracy? Honestly, the truth is, I agree with him on that because I actually wanted you to hear that. Unfortunately, I thought this is not the clip actually, where he said, what has Peter Obi done? Peter Obi has basically not done, he has not made any sacrifice for democracy, which is the truth. There are so many of them, like these activists, most of them have made their own, they've paid their own dues in certain ways. But that's the only point I agree with him on. That's just it. Apart from that, Adeyanju, I don't know what has been going on with him lately. He's someone initially I admired, but I don't know. He first of all started with Very Dark Man, first criticizing Very Dark Man. And I don't think Very Dark Man, the both of them, I don't think he's still his lawyer right now. Because since then, I've not seen any of them, or had any of them having anything to say about each other or do with each other since then. So I obviously think that Very Dark Man have actually dropped him as his lawyer, sort of, because yes, if I were in his shoes, I would do the same thing, because you cannot be my lawyer and talk to me publicly and just put out statements there against me, sort of, to make me look bad. So that is justice. Now, he started with Very Dark Man by criticizing him in the public, and now again is going after this person. This guy supported Peter Obi in the first place, just like me. Now, I supported Peter Obi, and I'm still supporting Peter Obi. Peter Obi has not done anything to warrant me withdrawing my support from him, because as you and I agree, I've always agreed that Peter Obi remains the best candidate right now that we have in the field. No one even gets close to him, sort of. Now, what is Adeyanju's? I don't know. I try to suspect something, because if in the first place, I think he contradicted himself when he said, God forbid, that he will not support APC. What is your problem? If you are demarketing, and the journalist, that smart guy, I love that guy so much. I've forgotten his name. Now, he asked him a question. If you are demarketing Peter Obi, you are by default supporting APC. He said, God forbid. What is God forbid? You are demarketing someone. What do you expect? You have two major candidates. If you are demarketing one, you are by proxy or by default promoting the other, sort of. That is one. Secondly, and you said again that if Peter Obi, if Peter Obi becomes the main opposition candidate, that you would rather support Tinubu again instead of Peter Obi. What is that? That is he just contradicted himself. You are saying, God forbid, for you to support APC, yet you will still support the APC if other parties present someone you don't like. That. Honestly, I don't know. This guy has lost his mind. I think he, in my own judgment, that's my personal opinion, I think he has sold out. I think the opposition APC is using him now to really hammer Peter Obi, using some of these activists to really start criticizing Peter Obi and other stuff and besides so many things, because the interview, there are so many other interviews he granted. I watched different part of it. I just felt bringing them together would take us too long to watch. He actually talked about how Peter Obi used government funds to invest in crazy stuff. I keep asking these people all that they have used to criticize Peter Obi. Why is Peter Obi the only governor that was not and is not under EFCC either investigation or list of investigation? He is not. He's the only ex-governor sitting or ex-governor that was never invited by the FCC, nor even rumored to be investigated by EFCC. That is one. He is the only sitting governor that was never that EFCC never investigated or called any of his cabinet members. I don't know, except if I'm wrong on this, prove me right. Send me a record of such where EFCC invited or investigated or prosecuted Obi commissioners when he was the governor, Obi commissioners or people around him. For God's sake, how clean can someone be to be recognized as a credible candidate? For God's sake, I don't know what is wrong with these guys. I don't see anything they have against Peter that is tangible, that is cogent enough against Peter Obi. He is the best. Me, I have my gross against Peter Obi, but as long as he remains, if he still comes out to say, I'm running for the president and he becomes the candidate, I will still wholeheartedly, 100% support him because he is the best candidate. Barrister, I'm sorry for for stretching this too long. Go ahead.
Yes, Deji Adeyanju has been talking a lot, saying this, saying that, and he has become like a talk of the town. One understands some of these activists. And in Nigeria, the more talkative you become, the more famous you become. That is just in Nigeria. You have to make noise to become something in Nigeria. We know people who have made noise, they are fallen at them. Now Deji Adeyanju is following in the footsteps of, I like what Kwerogi, how Kwerogi described him. He says he's a Temu lawyer. You know this Temu, yes, Kwerogi in Atlanta. Farouk Kwerogi now.
Okay.
That journalist. He described him as a Temu lawyer. You know this Temu app that
fake stuff are full there,
so he's trying to say that he's a baby lawyer with lack of experience and all this thing making noise somehow, which is a very apt description of the young man. And he has seen what other people has used activism and noise making and achieved in Nigeria, both within the profession and outside. And they are following in their footsteps. Because activism is not a license for reckless statements, reckless insults and behaviors of any kind. It's something that is supposed to be serious. And for me in particular, anybody who comes out to be making those kind of statements, they have sacrificed for democracy, they are fighting for democracy, I rate you down, because we have already looked at the system, what we are practicing, and we say that it is not suitable for Nigeria. It is not going to bring us any development. It's not going to build us as a nation. It's not going to unite the Nigerian people. It's fake and fraudulent. So anybody who is out there in the media or on the public space boasting that he has made sacrifices, he is fighting for this same democracy that we know is going nowhere. We know it's not promoting the development of Nigeria. I don't rate your intelligence very much. We should be talking about fighting for a just and, sorry, we should be talking about fighting for a just and resilient system of government that we all can sit together and put together. Leave this word democracy nonsense that we have in Nigeria masquerading as democracy, where in fact it is not. It is not.
Yeah.
By virtue of fraudulent elections, by virtue of the political space being compressed by so many things, so many factors, financial and otherwise, we don't practice democracy. That's the truth. So I don't like anybody coming up to be boasting that he has sacrificed, he has had charges against him, this and that. That is the price of becoming popular and getting what you want. He's a relatively young lawyer,
Yeah.
but by virtue of his activism, he has got a lot of money now. He has got the public space available to him. So he has now become reckless. He throws insults at people. Now, when you are there, it's good to criticize Peter Obi, and we can criticize him, but you don't go beyond the boundary of criticism and enter into insults.
Yeah.
On the public space, reckless insults. That is where I disagree with him. Now, when we that support Peter Obi, tomorrow, we support him, the support is relative. Relative in the sense that it is pitted against those who are in that space contesting. It's not against the whole world. We are not saying he's a god. We are not saying he's righteous, but against the people that are there in the field today seeking to rule. There's nobody that comes near him in terms of integrity. That should be the truth. And if you do not support him for the same reason, you are calling him a fraud. What do you call Tinubu that you want to vote for?
Honestly.
Him and Tinubu, who should be called a fraud by whatever measurement. So this is the kind of, it comes into something trying to present yourself to Nigerians and be objective. It becomes a personal, just like Rino Mokri. Yeah. Rino Mokri has also gone overboard. He has, and Rino Mokri, he has gone into the same category with Rino Mokri. And if by the trajectory he's going, he will end up the worst among all the activists, so-called. I always put the activists in comma. And I always caution, even Showore, when you see his utterances and other things, you have cause to caution and question their activism.
Honestly.
These are the kind of people we want, who have
now, he said Peter Obi offered him money, I think, prior to 2023 election or whatever. I called him and visited him, and he tried to evade Peter Obi's invitation initially. I watched that interview or whatever. He tried initially to evade the interview, but eventually he caved into visiting Peter Obi, honoring his invitation or whatever. And when he was leaving, Peter Obi handed him an envelope or whatever, and he rejected. And he said, Peter Obi said, why? It's not for anything or whatever. He said he doesn't support, he's not supporting anybody for any monetary purpose or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he's just an activist. He's not supporting any political party. Peter Obi said, doesn't matter. Just you can have it. Now, Barrister, is there anything, let's even assume, okay, that was what really happened. I think that is why Peter Obi is suing him. His lawyers are suing him for defamation. Do you think, first, one, do you think Peter Obi can actually offer him money for as a form of inducement? And if he did, is it wrong? What, I don't consider that bribery. You are an activist, a public or whatever. What is wrong in a politician offering someone who has a very broad platform, say, okay, a kind of greasing your palm to say, okay, to have this, because already the guy was already supporting Peter Obi. So if you was supporting, because he himself confirmed that Peter Obi invited him after he spoke positively about Peter Obi supporting him. So this guy was already you are already in my camp. So why, if I offer you money, is that's not considered bribe? That would be considered as a gratification, an appreciation for even offering whatever. So what is wrong there, Barrister?
Well, there's nothing. I do not see anything wrong to tag if that is if.
Yes.
Even
correct.
The issue is even under question. I'm coming to that. There will be nothing wrong in the circumstances that I, as a political leader, of which initially you are part of the movement, you are part of the movement. I invite you all the way. You have come all the way to my house. If you are going and I give you an envelope, what is wrong with that?
That is
You
it. That's
have
true.
spent transport money, you have spent
Of course.
expenses to arrive at my place at my own invitation. So if I give you money, what is wrong with that? But there is a journalist who was present
Oh, in
in
that
that interview.
meeting. Oh, okay.
Yes, the journalist is called Ike Abonyi. He has come out to say that his conscience will not allow him to keep quiet, that he was present with Deji Adeyanju at
Oh,
that meeting
really?
and left with him. So he's
Oh,
asking him to come out. Is it at that meeting or he subsequently went back to
really?
people? Yes, I have
Oh, that's interesting. I've not read that report.
the report here. He's challenging him that he should tell him the meeting that he anchored, he facilitated and attended throughout. He was there with Deji Adeyanju from beginning to the end, and
Wow.
he left together with Adeyanju. So, at what point did Peter Obi go into the room and bring money and hand over to Deji Adeyanju? So, you see already
Wow.
there is a question on that statement. But the defamation suit is not only limited to that. He has said he has capped so many, the same allegations that have been going on over some time. Particularly, first of all, the fact that it is said that Peter Obi invested Anambra's
Yes,
money
Anambra State money. Yes.
in a business in which his family had interest. And then secondly, there have been these two major allegations that form the bulwark of all the people who begin to attack Peter Obi's integrity. That is the first one. The second one is said to be that 200 million cash was found in his private office in Lagos
Yes.
while he was a governor, and the police were alerted and they came and took, and he came and said it is Anambra State money. And the police IG then promised to investigate and bring out, but today there has been no report that the money was
Like I said, Barrister,
result
sorry to
of
cut
this
you
thing.
short. Like I said, I don't even know why people are still hammering on this 200 million now, whatever. We have said it before that EFCC, he is the only governor sitting of former governor that EFCC has not investigated because they don't have any lacuna. They don't have any alibi, anything, any basis to investigate him. He is the only, apart from Peter Obi, every other governor since the inception of 1999 democratic dispensation, every other governor has been either on EFCC satellite or on their investigation list or prosecuted, except Peter Obi. So what are we talking about? If EFCC or ICPC have not done anything about that, it obviously means that there is nothing there. There is no there.
Well, those have been the two allegations that have been recycled over time. Deji Adeyanju has now added two more. That is one that Peter Obi tried to bribe him for his support.
Yeah.
And then the other one is that Peter Obi is the leader of a social media mob. Now, this is the most ridiculous one. Peter Obi has millions of supporters, fervent supporters in Nigeria. They go out there and write things in his support and challenge those who are questioning him. He is not the one sponsoring them. He is not the one financing all these media posts by his supporters. So how you can now come out and blame him and put him as the leader of that mob? It beats my imagination. That is where I said there is personal animosity, personal hatred. You have opposed somebody, it has reached a point where it becomes personal hatred
Honestly.
of that person. So just between him and Omokri, they have followed the same trajectory from friendship to enmity to personal hatred.
Yeah.
This is the how the thing has been going. So it is they should not even be given the space.
Honestly, I just believe that Deji Adeyanju has been induced by the APC government. It's just that guy is just he's been compromised. Because it started with because I don't why I believe is a compromise, because it started with VDM. VDM has been a very strong critic of the powers that be and the politicians and the government, current government. So VDM is becoming a threat to the government, and the threat is increasing. That guy is growing so fast in being positively. Actually, I so much admire. I follow him a lot. I don't follow people. I don't follow celebrities like that. But he's the only first one that I'm actually following, and I really listen to him. Sort of. Sometimes he can be a little bit childish, at least his age. But most times he's been very. I just love that guy with passion. So when he criticized him, I was very. I said, why is this guy coming after what? Now. He's criticizing Peter Obi. These are the two major threats to the establishment, to the powers that be, to the Nigerian politicians, to the current government. These are the the two highest threats to them politically. And Deji Adeyanju is coming, and one was his client, and now this one again, the other one he supported during the 2023 election, and now he's coming against them. For God's sake, honestly, that guy has been compromised. He has been compromised. That's just it.
I can tell you clearly now that today in the Nigerian activist space, there's nobody that has the kind of respect that VDM has today.
Honestly, none.
Far more than the
absolutely
and the rest. He is highly regarded by the average Nigerian as a more trustworthy activist than the rest of them.
In fact, VDM, very dark man, is. I don't think there is any activist that has the ears and the hearts and minds of the common man on the street as VDM in the history of Nigeria. Barrister, is there any activist?
No. Today, that is why I had to emphasize the fact that today in the social media space, there is no person with the integrity that VDM has.
Yes.
He is trusted.
Correct.
And he's loved by generality of Nigerians.
Absolutely.
But as far as the Deji Adeyanju, the Sowore and others are concerned, there's always a question mark. But just ask people on the street, they will tell you one thing or the other. Question mark on their activism. There are question marks on their activism all along.
That is it. Except very dark man, he's the only one. Honestly, that guy is just. I love
my issue. My issue with Peter Obi in this case is that my criticism of him is that he should not dignify those allegations by threatening to go to court. He's only going to. This is a no-win situation. That is it. At the level that he is, he should learn to take criticism, insults, and abuse in their stride. There's no point. There's nothing he's going to gain in this threatened lawsuit against Deji. The only person who will gain there is Deji Adeyanju.
Yes.
Because it is the fight of a Goliath
and
David and Goliath.
He has a megaphone.
Goliath can never win.
Yeah.
Even if Peter Obi should win in the court, there are people who will say he has used his money and influence. So in a situation like that, you just leave him to go with his madness.
Yeah, honestly,
I take him to court.
No, you see, sometimes I think I'm trying. Let me defend Peter Obi for at least once. I think I just assume probably he just felt, especially when he came with this issue of bribery. I think that is what broke the camel's back. Other ones, people have been peddling that, but except now, this is just like you said, it's a new allegation against Peter Obi. So that bribery of a thing. Nobody wants to feel tainted by bribery. No public figure wants to feel tainted by. I think that is the reason why he just decided. He felt that if I sue this guy, he will shut his mouth. At least people will think, because remember when Adeyanju made this statement, everybody he went to AY and everybody started asking for proof. The people were expecting Peter Obi's reaction, because if you don't react, people will just assume actually Peter Obi did that. So I think that's my assumption. He just did that. This guy, I don't think he is even serious about that. The lawyers decided to just go take him to court, let him prove it. I don't think Peter Obi is after any damage or anything. I think he's after let this guy prove it.
There's no need for that. When Deji Adeyanju first talk about Peter Obi bribed him, People were curious. They wanted to know. By the time he said the nature of the bribery, everybody just laughed. By the time
Yeah.
he recounted the
Yeah, everything
circumstances,
just like, yes, exactly.
which he now claimed to be bribery, the whole thing dissipated.
Yeah.
Nobody took it serious. I don't want Peter Obi to engage in those kind of
Again, I think I agree with,
petty business.
yeah,
The only person that will benefit in that kind of
it's
litigation
Adeyanju.
is Deji Adeyanju, not Peter Obi.
Yeah, I think I just agree with that guy that called him a Temu lawyer. That guy is just it's just because he has a megaphone, he's just being